What's going on, guys? Today I wanted to make a video about Lidica. We are going to be seeing a buff patch drop in really soon, and she's going to be a part of it. I wanted to bring this to your attention. If you guys are looking for a permanent member on your Golem team, I think after the patch, Lidica will be a really good pick. So if you have her now and you are thinking about building her for Golem, I'd say go ahead. It's going to be very, very worth it to build her. So the patch is going to buff her abilities, and I think she will be a really good addition to a PvP team too. So where is she? Here she is. Okay, so on her S2, Thornbush, she will be dispelling a buff in addition to blinding every enemy, right? So if you think about it in PvP terms, she can really negate those immunity sets that you're seeing a lot more of now. So if you position her in a first turn or even a second turn after a CR pusher, so like your Ruzid, anybody like that who would bring up your team in terms of CR readiness, she will make a really good second person, and she could set you up for your other heroes. So you have Ruzid come in, does his little roar, she comes later, removes all the immunity debuffs, and then you can have like an AO debuff, like if you're running your champions Rados or pretty much anybody else. She will basically be a really good pick for that kind of setup. So you have that, and then we have more. On her ultimate, she will be also making enemies unhealable. So in terms of Golem, you basically negate that little tree thing that comes up, right? So I think she would be a great pick for Golem because she resets his CR readiness. So when the Golem doesn't go, he doesn't do his defense break and he doesn't do damage. And when he does go, she has a skill nullifier that keeps her alive so that your healer can focus on your other heroes. So if you have someone else that's really squishy, they could stay alive more often, right? So in terms of her stats, I'm building her speed. You want her to go as often as possible. You want her to reset her cooldowns as soon as possible. And you want her to use her S1 as often as possible to keep the enemy pushed back. And her artifact is a really good pick for that. I got really lucky and pulled it, so I'm running it. You want to focus on building her damage second, and then her survivability third, because she doesn't really need to be as tanky as a lot of other people need to be because of her ultimate, right? That's that for stats. I wanted to do a quick Golem run to show you guys how she behaves in Golem. I'm running her with Soul on the front line and Hazel as the healer and Cirilla as another DPS slash CR manipulator or CR pushbacker. She would go really well with Lidica. But if you don't have Cirilla, like another DPS would do. I was thinking of replacing Cirilla with Sirmia once I get Sirmia geared up. And if you don't have Hazel, I recommend getting her. She's really good. She also has unhealable buffs. She has an AoE heal, and she gives everyone attack buffs. If you don't like her or don't want to use her, I'd recommend using like a Tamarin or somebody like that, somebody that could give your team buffs. You want Lidica and your damage dealer to go as often as possible to keep the Golem pushed back and give a lot of damage. And for your front line, well, Golem does an AoE, so it doesn't really matter where you put your heroes, but I would be replacing Soul with like a Ken or any other defense break if you can spare it. But defense break isn't a really must-have, but it's a highly recommended thing. I'm not running any defense breaks right now, and I am doing Golems at like say a 75 to 80% success rate. But with defense break, I think that'll bump up to 100. So I do fail sometimes, and I'm working on making that 100%, but this is where I'm at right now. And this is what I'm saying, like it's really worth building and investing into Lidica, especially after this patch is dropping, because she'll be useful in a PvP meta that's going to be happening very soon. I see Euphine being a very, very important PvP member on a lot of teams because of her buffs that are going to be coming, and I think Lidica is in a good spot to be a counter to her.
Time to bring this fight to an end.
So I kind of want everyone to be in a position that will create a character that is in a good spot for Golem and in a good spot for PvP, and I think Lidica will be that character. So I do highly recommend building her. I wouldn't recommend dropping Molas on her, not until we start seeing more Euphines in the meta. And when you do, I'd recommend making her stronger, so that way it just makes her that much more of an effective member of your team. And you'll see a lot of damage output in Golem too, so it increases your Golem runs. She will be a really good character once this patch drops. So definitely recommend building her. Even right now, she's in an okay spot for Golem, but I wouldn't recommend using her in PvP.
I don't know.
Because of the immunity sets that are everywhere, especially in my rank.
There's no escape. All right. Let's get it over with. That's a nice body. This is where the real fight begins.
See that tree? Unhealable on Golem, and the tree will be completely ignored. Like, you don't even have to worry about the tree. And see CR pushback. And then he goes, and then he does defense break on your team. And you kind of want to prevent that as much as possible. Come on, Hazel. Keep everybody alive.
Oh, come on. Time to prove my might. Please hurry. It's urgent. I don't know.
See, counterattack isn't too bad. It's when he does his normal attack. That's what hurts the most. And my goal is to make him do that as little as possible. The timing on this ult was pretty bad. But he's almost dead, so it doesn't matter.
I will fight until the end.
And Sword of Judgment kicks in, and Golem's almost dead, and he's dead. So that's where we're at, and then I'm going to be slowly building up Kisei, and we will see her in PvP very soon. Hopefully I get some ranks, and I did complete the epic pass, and I did end up buying the skin, so I would recommend buying that. Now is your chance if you can do it. And I do have enough crystals for a moonlight summon, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I am not too worried about drawing for Vivian right now. I don't have a spot to put her in, and she's not a limited hero, so right now I'm focusing on building up my bookmarks, keeping 600 for the next limited. I would recommend everyone to do the same. We are expecting to see another collab soon. There's a few rumors going around. We don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be sometime around Christmas. Maybe even before Christmas, like November-ish. So you want to save your bookmarks for that. And there's a chance that it might be a double feature like the Guilty Gear event. So you're going to need to save up like 1,200 bookmarks, which is doable, but you can't go crazy on characters like Vivian. She is not limited, so she will always be in the regular pool. And honestly, after the changes in summoning, I would recommend just drawing from the regular pool here. Even though you don't get like a guaranteed drop for whoever you want, you still get the chance of drawing a Moonlight hero from this, making it much more worth it, in my opinion, to draw from the regular summon. But if you really want a character like Vivian, go right ahead. I would think it would be like a really hard pass for me. So here we're gonna draw a Moonlight hero.
I have lots of good wares. Take your time. Treasure your new connections.
And it's a 3-star. Probably a Gunther. No, Lorena. It's fine. I'll just imprint. But you know, that's how it goes. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.